the slow descending night shrouds the towers of Collinwood in an ever-deepening dark. But a darkness beyond the dark of night keeps from the eyes of Barnabas Collins the ever-growing mysteries that haunt the halls of the ancient house. For he has found himself not only captive in parallel time, but imprisoned in a chained coffin, ignorant of a new terror that stalks the great estate.
Someone's coming. Someone. Angelique? Angelique, is it you? Appear to me, do you hear? Appear to me, whoever you are. Damien Edwards. How did you... Damien. Damien. Operator, get me the Collinsport Hospital. Please, hurry. Forget it, operator. Now, what are you doing here? When'd you get here?
Why, less than half an hour ago, sir. Didn't Miss Hoffman get my telegram?
Telegram? What telegram?
Well, I wired her 2 days ago, sir, telling her that the crisis in my brother's family had been resolved and that I'd be back this evening.
Well...
I'm surprised she didn't let you know, sir.
Yes, Miss Hoffman, she won't be here for a while. She's gone away for a while.
Oh. Well, I suppose I should have guessed that, sir. Miss Hoffman would never have allowed this furniture to be placed differently from the way Miss Angelique always wanted it.
Yes.
I do hope it wasn't a family emergency that called her away.
No, she just needed some rest.
Miss Hoffman, a rest, sir?
Yes, occasionally even Hoffman needs rest. So I sent her to visit her friends. Things have been a little unsettling here lately.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. I feel ashamed that I had to be away during a time when you might have needed me. May I ask, sir, what it is that's been so unsettling?
Trask, tell me, have you noticed anything different since you've arrived?
I can't say as I have, sir.
Nothing strange in the air, anything?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, sir.
You remember an old friend of the family, a man by the name of Damien Edwards.
Mr. Edwards, why, yes, sir, of course I remember him. He was an almost daily visitor for a while.
So he was. You remember he disappeared?
Well, sir, I remember that he stopped coming, yes, sir. We haven't seen him in, a year or so.
Well, what happened to him? Do you have any idea?
Why, no, sir.
You don't know where he went or why he stopped visiting?
Sir, I know no more than anyone else, sir, which means that I know nothing. May I ask the reason for these questions, sir?
Just curiosity, Trask. Plain old curiosity.
If you say so, sir.
Mr. Edwards, when did you get back to Collinsport? It's been so long, you know. Where did you go? Every time I asked, no one had an answer. I'm looking for a stone that fell out of my ring. I don't suppose you could help me find it. It's got to be somewhere here. Oh, wait! Have you spoken to Uncle Quentin about all the things that have happened? Angelique died. Did you know that? Don't go. And Quentin got married again. To Maggie. Only she went because... Let me tell you about all the things that have happened. Mr. Edwards? Where did you go? Mr. Edwards?
I knew Mrs. Collins was here less than a week, sir, and then she left.
Trask, I'm not telling you this to shock you or to gain your sympathy, so please spare me the exaggerated reactions. Yes, Mrs. Collins has left, but she will return.
Well, I certainly hope so, sir.
Oh, and Trask, you see Alexis. Please pay her the courtesy of not reminding her that she looks like Angelique.
She really looks that much like her sister, sir.
Yes, very much, but she's very tired of hearing about it.
I understand, sir. Miss Amy, no words to welcome me home.
Oh, Trask, hello. Quentin, have you seen Mr. Edwards?
Mr. Edwards?
Yes, you remember him, don't you? Damien Edwards?
Yes, I remember him, but why should I see him, Amy?
Well, I saw him now, just right upstairs. And he disappeared. Are you sure you haven't seen him?
Amy, where did you see Mr. Edwards?
Upstairs. The stone fell out of my ring, this one that Chris gave me for my last birthday, and I was looking for it in the hall, but maybe that isn't where I
Now,
lost
tell me exactly where you saw Mr. Edwards.
it. Near Angelique's, I mean, Alexis's room. He wouldn't talk to me or help me look for it or anything.
Which way did he go?
I'm not quite sure. Now that I think of it, it was all sort of quick and strange.
All right, now you stay here with Trask.
Where are you going?
Well, now, Mr. Edwards was probably looking for me, so I better let him know that I'm here.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now, you be sure and stay here with Trask.
Nothing's wrong, is it?
No, nothing's wrong. Everything's going to be all right. You just be sure and stay right here.
Miss Amy, are you quite sure that was Damien Edwards you saw?
Of course I'm sure. Why?
Well, it's just that we haven't seen Mr. Edwards here in some time. I wasn't expecting him, that's all.
Damien. Now, what do you want here? Why have you come back? Damien! Here. Blood in this room. Now why? First the piano playing. Then downstairs the picture of Bruno in the drawer. Blood there too. Then Damien in the chair. And here again, blood. But why? Dead? Murdered? Here? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Damien?
Is it true that Miss Alexis looks that much like her sister?
I'd rather not talk about it now. I'm starting to get scared all over again. So many things have been happening.
Things? What things?
Did you see Mr. Edwards? Did you ask him why he wouldn't talk to me?
You didn't find him, did you?
Amy, you know what I've decided? I've decided to let you stay at the old house with Will and Carolyn Loomis.
What for?
Well, now, you just told me that you wanted to go away from Collinwood for a little while.
But I wanted to stay with Chris.
Well, now, I've just talked to Chris, and he's going to be out of town for a while. 1 week.
Something is wrong then.
No, nothing is wrong.
You're sure?
I'm positive. Now, why don't you run upstairs and get packed? Oh, and Trask, why don't you help her pack?
Yes.
Trask, just one thing. The truth is, twice tonight I've seen Damien Edwards. And both times he vanished.
Vanished, sir?
Now, there isn't time to talk about it. You just keep your eye on Amy. Don't let her out of your sight.
Yes, sir.
Well, now, if you'll stop playing, I believe I have some important information that you would be interested in.
Quentin, when will you learn to knock before entering another man's house?
Oh, you'll have to forgive me, but I believe the information I have is just too important to wait for any kind of ceremony.
I doubt if I'm that interested.
Oh, I have no doubt that you'll be very interested in what I have to say.
Well, then, suppose you tell me and leave.
I saw an old friend of yours tonight. Damien Edwards.
You, saw Damien Edwards.
That's right.
Well, I hope you gave him my regards.
Oh, not exactly.
Well, maybe next time.
If you like.
Did, Damien say where he'd been for the last year?
Not in so many words.
But Damien never was a talkative type.
Oh, less so now than ever before. He's dead.
Dead?
Oh, what I saw was a ghost.
Well, can you imagine that? Quentin Collins seeing ghosts. I guess old Hannah Stokes is beginning to, get to you.
You knew he was dead, didn't you?
How could I know that? You're the one that claims to have seen his ghost?
You knew all about his death.
Of course not. All I know is that he, stopped coming around here about a year ago.
Are you sure that's all you know?
Of course. Except that, now he's haunting the place.
You know, Bruno, I have the distinct impression that you're not quite as calm as you're pretending to be.
Well, you'll have to pardon me just this one time if I'm the one who doesn't believe in ghosts.
Damien Edwards' spirit is trying to tell us something very important. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to try and find out.
Well, you have my, best wishes. Now, if you'll pardon me, I was entertaining someone very important, namely myself.
All right, Bruno, you play it cool if you want. But you'll never be able to take away that look that was on your face the first time you heard me mention Damien Edwards. You know, when I see him again, I may have something else important to report. So long.
Miss Miss Amy, will you wait for me in the drawing room, please, while I go back up and get the keys to the car?
Where's Quentin? I'd like to see him before we leave.
I'll look for him upstairs. Now, will you just wait for me in the drawing room like a good girl?
All right. Mr. Edwards! So you didn't go after all. Quentin looked for you, but he couldn't find you. What do you want to talk to him about? He's awfully worried right now about a lot of things, but I'm sure he'll be happy to see you. What is it? What do you want? Why won't you say anything? Where are you going? Will you please speak to me? Is this like one of the games that you used to play with Daniel and me? Wait! I don't want to lose you like I did upstairs.
I had to go up and get the keys to the car, sir. I can take Amy into town now if you'd like.
Where is she?
She's in the drawing room, sir.
She's not in the drawing room, Trask.
But I left her there.
You left her alone?
Only to get the keys, sir.
Amy?
Sir, perhaps she went back upstairs to get something she forgot.
You go
to
upstairs
take.
and look for her. Search down
I'm
here.
sure there's
I
nothing-
said go and look for
Yes,
her.
sir. She doesn't seem to be upstairs, sir. Did you find her?
I told you not to let her alone.
Well, sir, she must be here somewhere. I'll go back upstairs and search further.
Where are you going? I don't think I want to go any farther. Won't you please tell me where we're going?